Where is the game? No. No. Come on. Come on. Come on. Show it. Show the game. Capture the game. Oh, wait, no? Okay, that's fine. Okay, now I'm in character, to be clear. No, living in the woods sucks, but at the very least it keeps any policing forces and Oru off of me. Wonder if anything's happened at my house while I'm gone. Maybe raided. More than I. Oh, wait. not death, more than I maybe ransacked it. Well, I ransacked it, my own home. Ha ha ha. Yeah, mining expedition, my ass. Made it look lived in. Doesn't look like anything got torn up more than I left it. It's got all diamond stuff. Bed's still gone. Kitchen still intact. Well, it doesn't look like anybody actually cared to come around to my home, but then again, I'm not sure people really know. Well, I guess I did get mail. This is to be expected. I can always just go back at the woods, but... Oh, wow, that's a very deep shade of purple. Urgent to Bori. It's with 2 R's, but that's fair. I never told anyone how to spell my name. From the desk of Kyrian Cordelia Pendragon. Please read the contents of this book carefully, as legal action and penalty will be taken if not followed exactly. The great city of Nocturne has been informed of wrongdoings and injustices performed by or to your person and or property. As such, you have been requested to come to a private court hearing and have an audience with one Kyrian Cordelia Pendragon. To ensure fairness and non-bias, a second city leader construct has been selected to bear witness and mediate the case. Well, that's embarrassing. That's my doctor. Who are to arrive on the 6th of March. This is a day after these summons have been delivered, and not a day later, so that the judges may be properly briefed on the situation by each parties before making a verdict. This is a private court case and will be held at Leader Kyrian Cordelia Pendragon's office. In the event you do not show up on time, punitive action will be taken and you will be arrested on site. Dictated and written by Kyrian Cordelia Pendragon, Head of Magic Enforcement and Resources. Well, if it wasn't obvious, Kyrian Cordelia Pendragon penned this fucking thing. Oh, let me get out of that. I mean, I could probably escape if something went wrong, right? And I mean, it would be a great moment to contend with Oru. I suppose I could twist this in my favor, or I could run back in the woods and do more of the nothing I was doing. Well, I'm shit out of luck, so you know what, why not? I mean, surely maybe I could at least get them conflicted. Throw the case, have a mistrial, need more evidence as I then make a move to make some things happen. But you know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm panicking. I shouldn't be. Wow, these guys would arrest me? I'm not looking forward to that. That's if I even get arrested. That's if anything even ever comes of this. I could just turn around and say I never got it, but... that's risky. That's risky at best. I mean... Seriously, I don't even know how this is gonna go. Maybe they just wanna... Oh, you're kidding me. Well, you know what? I'm to watch 24/7. Well, guess what? Which brew? Oh, instant health. Well, you know what? I'm buying one, because fuck you, that's why. Here's your payment, dickhead. His shop is under watch 24/7. Well, I just made a legal purchase. Sorry, that came off like I was going to steal. I didn't. You saw. Yeah, I'll just go. I'll just go. We deny service. Well, I put the money in your thing, and I got a thing out of you. So deny us the rest. Idiot. Oh. Some apples along the way. Surely, I mean, no one else. I mean, the Watchers. Whisper's not there. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay. This is fine. I mean, what am I really gonna do if this goes wrong, right? I can always get out of jail. I can go back to Convectra and sort this out. I can sort this out. This isn't... no one's on my side. So you know what? Well, what's being alone for another while longer? I'm gonna do... That's probably here, right? Probably. Oh boy. 2 gold, 1 to... No, that's not. Wow. This is quite the lively place. I never really been in here. 2 free altar, free magic orb. Sure. Oh wait, no, I want to go this way because then, yes. Right, the offices are up here. Oh, that's it. I haven't come around to this castle much. Maybe it's the other way? I have no idea. Okay, it's fine. You can twist this. You can get into a mistrial. No one's ever going to... I'm just gonna ignore that. It'll be fine. Head of General Welfare. Head of Night Guard. Office access, Azalea, Kyrian. Right.
That too, dear.
Goodness me, you know just what to say, don't you?
I'm just reminding you of the facts. You're perfect, dear, so this will go perfectly. Oh, someone's ringing.
Yes, I can hear that. Would you mind, laying them in?
Of course. I'll go check on
Thank you, dear.
This is the right place, right? In the...
Yes, boy, this is correct.
Okay, good. I wasn't aware. I just wanted to be sure. I've not actually been up here. Moment. So am I just waiting out here, or...
We should wait for Oru to come before I let you fully in. Feel free to take a seat and make yourself comfortable.
Alright. Well, okay. There we go. That was what I was trying to do. It's a nice office.
No, Kieran has impeccable taste with designing.
It is well designed. I do question the purpose of this board.
It's a to-do list. Currently, she has everything she needs done.
So there's just random symbols on there, I suppose.
Just entertaining designs at the beginning. It looks pretty.
Fair enough. Suppose you don't want to leave a board empty.
Hello.
Lovely to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, since you're both here, if you wouldn't mind following me in.
Oh,
Feel free to take a seat, make yourself comfortable.
right.
Hello. Good to see you both. I'm hoping the summons didn't scare you too much. We're just here to try and get things sorted out for you both.
No,
I have nothing to be afraid of.
I just got back from my trip, so it was a bit unexpected, but it's a good thing I got back today.
Good to hear, good to hear. Well, just a little bit of a idea of how this is going to go. I'm going to ask Oru to state your case first. Bori, you will follow up.
All
We will
right.
have a very brief recess. Construct, I'll ask you during that recess to create some questions for these two.
Of course.
After that recess, we will ask said questions and come to a verdict.
Okay, a verdict involving what?
A verdict involving what I believe. I wasn't given too many details, but I believe there was a theft. Or,
There was.
yes. I suppose this is court. I should use more. Alleged theft.
Yes. I would put it that way. I mean,
All right. I'm just going to check that the office is secure, and then we will go ahead and get started.
do you mean to be wearing armor, by the way? I guess I'm good to answer that question.
Myself?
You just, you were wearing armor, is all I was asking, yeah. I was
There
just
you are.
curious if that was purposeful.
Oh, shit, fuck, wrong button. Don't worry about that. Do. Okay, and that should be better. All right. Feel free to take a seat if you would like.
I don't think we can on these chairs. Well, I'm taking a seat at... Well, I don't... I would prefer to stand.
That is just fine by me. All right, then. Construct, are we ready to begin?
Of course.
All right. Let this mark the beginning of the court case of Oru von Sanguinis versus Bori for the accusation of theft.
With 2 R's. It was spelled with 1 in the summons, so I just want that to be clear.
My apologies. I'll correct my records. Construct, would you please make a note of that, dear?
Of course, already have.
Wonderful. All right. Oru, would you please begin by stating what happened?
What happened is that at first it was Whisper who came on by to ask me about certain rumors going about considering the convectrons, of which I have delivered the fact that those rumors were false. And then eventually, Ori came on by to quote-unquote assist Whisper, but then was caught by one of my watcher golems inside of my workshop stealing my books. Eventually, I had asked numerous times to return my property, of which he eventually donned armor and we began fighting. Of which, once I brought out a certain thing of mine, turned tail and ran, dropping 2 of my books.
Understood. When did this occur?
This happened at the beginning of last month.
All
Ever
right.
since then, I have asked Whisper. They knew nothing about Bori going into my workshop and stealing my property. Nor... sorry. They were also there to witness as I filed the report, considering this.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we're finally getting this sorted out for you. I apologize for the amount of time that it's taken.
I'm just glad things are being done.
Of course. We try to work efficiently here when we can.
Am I allowed to speak now, or are we still?
Let me ask.
I have
Construct?
just finished up the notes.
All right, we will proceed when Construct says.
All right.
Okay.
Was that okay? Is it
You may proceed.
right? Well, firstly, I'd like to clarify. I did not randomly show up at Oru's house. I had bought to the... this initially started when I brought to the concern of Whisper that Convectrons had some tensions relating to city leaders. Animosity, I believe is the word. A bit of tension relating to inaction toward the Convectron problem. I brought these concerns to them, and we had talks about talking with someone relating to them, Oru, in order to hash these out, construct a bigger meeting, solve problems. This is what I told Whisper, and, well, that is what I'll be completely honest with you. Whisper was hesitant. I told them I would send them a letter stating what a good time would be, maybe in order to do this, and they never went up on it. So on the day of the incident, I went to Whisper's home, and I said to them, today would be a perfect day too, and we really shouldn't delay such a happening any longer. Shortly after Whisper left their home, I left shortly after them, having to, you see, I actually had to stop by, I believe it's Oru's shop, in order to purchase some health potions. As Construct can attest to, I've been afflicted with a condition since my arrival here, where I slowly undergo zombification if I do not consume health potions and golden apples. That's besides the point, but that is where I went before going to Oru's house. I showed up at Oru's house because what I said to convince Whisper in order to have this conversation was that I would show up shortly after they had arrived in order to provide emotional support. I showed up shortly after they arrived, as promised, and I didn't open the door. I knocked on the door to find Oru standing there, and Oru and I have not had the greatest history. There have been arguments and spats, but never anything violent. Oru answered the door, unhappy to see me, asking what I was doing there. I said I was here for emotional support for Whisper. Out of nowhere, Oru begins to claim I've stolen from him the building over, even though I walked directly into his front yard, his front door, and stated these golems had told him that I had stolen from him, which is completely untrue. I was confused. I believe I just said I was there for emotional support. It was a very hazy moment. And actually, if I recall, as Oru was demanding I give the books back, that I had no idea what he was talking about, he drew the weapon on me first when I attempted to escape the situation peacefully and just state that I'm sure Whisper would have been fine if Whisper doesn't want to, do this conversation without emotional support. We can talk to someone else who wouldn't draw a weapon at me. It was demanded I hand the books back. The weapon was drawn. At this point, I put on my armor, not wanting to get hurt, of course. I did not draw my weapon until after I felt the situation had escalated to that point. Afterwards, I backed down. I said I was going to leave. I did not like the situation I was in and felt very threatened. Oru then attacked me first. The fight went on for some time until I believe Oru coated his weapon in some kind of poison, causing me to fall ill, and since I had gained some distance and felt as if Oru wasn't exactly having murderous intentions on the mind, chose to run away, seeing as I was weakened to the point of being unable to fight. I ran back to my home, basically locked myself in, and that was essentially where the incident had ended. I don't know what Oru's saying about throwing books on the ground. I was knocked backward, coughing and wheezing. I had no time to even grab as much as my sword, much less reach into a backpack and throw books on the ground, if that's what's being alleged. I can't imagine these books are big enough to, or small enough to fit in my pocket. I hadn't a time to do that. I was coughing, wheezing. I thought I could be in a very bad situation where I might get injured further or even killed on accident in the heat of a moment. I wanted to avoid that situation, so I ran away. Any fighting was in defense of myself, and I'm sure Whisper can attest that I had a weapon pulled on me first, and I was demanded not to leave, which I felt was there's a term for it. I don't know. There's a term for it. I don't know. But frankly, from where I was standing, I got accused of some lawn gnomes saying I had stolen. Frankly, I don't want to speak on Oru's mental state, but it seemed like ranting and raving the moment I opened the door that these little golems had told him I stole things. It sounded very paranoid, frankly, and I mean, he was paranoid from the moment he opened the door.
Your ignorance when it comes to magic is still astounding.
Conjecture for one, and two. Or let Bori speak. You will have your turn, I promise.
Apologies.
It's all right.
To put a long story short, I arrived to provide emotional support I previously discussed with Whisper. Again, we never discussed any stealing, which is why I imagine Oru brings the point up that Whisper never knew, because I had only ever talked to Whisper about having a conversation with Oru. I showed up at the door. I got yelled at for supposedly stealing from a building I didn't even know what it was at the time. I believe Oru screamed that it was a workshop at me. I was accused of stealing by what I assume are little lawn decorations. A weapon was pulled on me. I armored up. I then drew my sword. A fight broke out. I was poisoned by a weapon. I'm surprised I did not die. Luckily, as I said, I keep health potions and golden apples on me at all times, so it was probably that saved my life. After getting poisoned, I ran away from the fight. I didn't drop anything. Not intentionally, at least. I don't recall having any books on me either, and from where I'm standing, it was a self-defense situation that I tried to escape peacefully, but was escalated by Oru.
Mm-hmm. All right. And is that your statement?
I mean, unless you need me to make it simpler, yes. It's my recounting of events.
All right. Construct, do you have all of that?
Yes, I have everything written down.
All right. In turn, Oru, I will ask any comments you have on that, and then we will break for a brief recess. Bori, you will be first to answer any questions we have. We will move to Oru. You will both do closing statements. Me and Construct will speak, and we will decide what is to happen here.
All right, then.
If you have any evidence to support either of your claims, I suggest you collect it in this time.
imagine we'd find Whisper anywhere, but alright.
All right. This court is in recess then. You are free to leave.
Well,
Please try not to leave these cities' property, perimeter. If you do run, I will hunt you.
Well, I mean, you're only going to be a few minutes. I can't imagine we're going to go very far.
I've had
Then I
people try.
Also, I
Then
thought Oru was supposed to comment before we left.
Apologies. You are correct. Oru.
I have nothing
You-
to comment.
Of course.
All right.
If we are allowed to go gather evidence, I shall go collect the first 2 books.
Wonderful. All right. You are free.
I'll simply be outside, I suppose.
All right.
That went fine. First, shit! I didn't think about the books. I came here with the books on me. Fuck! Shit! Oh my god, I was not the one who... Surely this doesn't... Surely the other books didn't... Oh god, I forgot what they said! Oh, I forgot what they said. Oh god. Okay, I forgot what they said. Just hope they didn't have any continuation from... Oh god, maybe I can say there were only ever 2 books. Third and fourth one didn't exist. I mean, clearly, the guy's crazy. I mean, he wouldn't. Right? Oh god.
How they work. Are they connected to his consciousness, whatnot?
Okay, maybe I shouldn't. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But little I'm picking up of that conversation. Oh god. Maybe they know. Maybe they know how the golems work. I don't know how the golems work. Oh my god. I don't know how the golems work. God, I wish I had better ears that I could hear what they're fucking saying. Oh, okay. Maybe I can still convince them it's improper magical practice. Maybe the golems are malfunctioning. They have sentience, lives of their own, personalities that could formulate a lie. Could a golem do that? Construct could do that. Oh, there we go. Construct can lie. So, as such, even if these golems were real, they can lie. And they'd have reason to lie to Oru about me. Because... Oru has a natural disdain for me. Yes, they have a natural disdain, which stems from our previous argument. Yes, I'm so good at this. I'm very good at this. So they would lie because it's Oru's subconscious doing the talk. Oh, I'm a genius. I am a genius. They would never know what to do without me. They would, probably, but no, I shouldn't think like that. There's not many people as smart as me around here. They lie to Oru because they're in Oru's subconscious, and as such, Oru would be pre-positioned to lie about me in order to... But the books, how do I explain the books? There's only 2 of them.
At least it's being handled with, and we can hopefully get this done soon.
Yes. I'm interested.
Hmm?
We weren't informed of any sort of poking around by Whisper.
No, I wasn't informed.
What is that about?
I don't know.
See if you can get any information about that.
Okay.
I didn't...
Elsewise, I believe we are free to return. Any other questions you need to make sure that we figure out?
I didn't tell Whisper to...
With the current information we have, no.
Alright. I suppose I'll let them in then.
Okay. Hello.
You're free to join us again.
Alright.
Alright.
Like I said, I didn't exactly have much of anywhere to go. Figured it would only be a few minutes.
Oh yes, of course. Alright. Then... shall we present the questions first and then evidence?
Yes, in case we have more to ask afterwards.
Alright.
Okay. First things first. Oru, would you mind going into detail about the functioning of the golems? How they properly work, the trust you have in them, and what kind of connection you have to them as well?
They are golems that I have sourced from Akrin directly.
What?
You could say they're part of my army, if you will. Simply put, they are my watchers, my eyes and ears. That is their full function.
I see.
Way to dodge the
Okay.
question.
And since the thievery, I have increased the amount of them I have out.
And an increase in such output of magic, it isn't putting any sort of strain on your physical
They
or
can-
mental capacities?
They can accumulate their own magic. They are simply tied to me via consciousness. That is all.
Understood. Okay. That answers our question for the first one, unless you have any questions on that as well, Kieran.
For now, I'll leave it at that.
The next question is, if there was a physical disagreement between the two of you, what was happening and why wasn't Whisper involved in it?
How do you mean?
Yeah, I was going to ask.
Kieran, would you mind helping?
Where was Whisper when this occurred?
Oh, behind Oru, in his house. Not sure if Whisper ran further inside once the fighting started, but I just remember seeing Whisper behind Oru. I stepped back, Oru stepped forward. I don't believe Whisper ever exited the home.
Oru, can you corroborate on this?
During the fight, I am unsure. All I do know is that by the time it was over, Whisper was outside.
Alright.
Okay. And then, lastly, what was the poison used?
It wasn't.
Could you
After all,
explain?
my authority is no poison.
Your authority.
Yes, it's one of the powers of it.
Could you elaborate further on what Bori might have saw or experienced then?
My authority is referred to as plague. It doesn't deal damage, it more so strips the user of any benefits they have,
Okay.
such as blessings or healing.
I was violently vomiting for about 5
I
hours.
said it would strip healing. What was the thing you said you were getting? Healing.
So you risked possibly zombifying me on the spot.
And you stupidly risked stealing from me.
I never... Oh my god.
All right. Tensions ran high. I can see that. Okay.
Don't mess with a snake, don't.
I never... You are an insane person.
Last question was, what weapons were exactly used during this?
No, my sword.
I was about to ask. I mean, I have the weapon on me. Carry
Alright.
it everywhere. It's just my sword.
Those are rather standard weapons, I believe I've seen you both with.
I'm not sure what kind of weapon or wields. I've not seen it before, but mine is just standard metallurgium. I believe it's a relatively common alloy seen throughout the city.
It is.
High end. I'm not sure if it has any properties against whatever Oru is, but if it does, I'm unaware of it.
I see. And Oru, your weapon?
A standard Acrinian sin metal blade.
What an interesting blade.
She just looks like you shoved obsidian, redstone, and diamonds together into one weird little stick. Just saying.
Oh, right. There was also my spear.
And your spear, the prongs on it, what are those made of?
They're made of the same alloy, sin metal.
Again, it just looks like blackstone, diamond, and redstone. But
And metal.
to be honest
I would
with
appreciate you
Alright.
not commenting on something you don't understand. Thank you.
We need to get this information to be able to help.
you. Alright, I'm sorry.
It's alright.
Okay.
This thin metal, does it have any sort of conductive properties, magically or otherwise?
It's more absorbent to magic. That is all.
Thus absorbing the healing.
Specifically mine, as it would be completely different from the sin metal my siblings forge, is more conductive to my poison.
I see. And you forged the weapon yourself?
Yes, although in my actual body.
Alright. Construct.
I have no further questions.
Alright, if that is the case, Bori, you will be asked first any questions you wish to ask now, or any evidence you have to bring to us to support your argument.
I mean, we don't have Whisper anywhere nearby. I don't think anybody could... I imagine you summoned them, but they've not arrived as a witness. I imagine that's more a by-choice thing.
We cannot guess upon why they aren't here.
Well, I mean, Whisper saw the fight break out, and barring that, I mean, I have my sword, but I've since cleaned it. I don't like dirty weapons, but Other than that, I mean, this was a self-defense situation witnessed by one person. I'm afraid I don't even really think there could be anything I would have to show for it.
You said that Whisper helped you fill out a statement. Do you have that statement?
I didn't fill out a statement.
I gave said statement to Whisper. What they did with it, I have no idea.
I apologize.
Well, it
Sorry
was-
for the confusion.
I mean, it was just a recounting of your tale of events. No? I mean, it's nothing we probably
It also
haven't-
recounted what they saw as well.
Mhm. That's why I was wondering where that book was. But alright.
It's unfortunate.
Well then, anything else, Bori, before we move to Oru?
No, I really don't have anything to show for it.
That's alright.
Oh.
Oru.
As for evidence, I have books 1 and 2, half the collection that he dropped on his exit.
Mm-hmm.
The entire series detailing an expedition myself and a couple of others made into Convectra. As to what Bori would be so enamored by this expedition, I have no idea. Nothing really special happened there.
Hmm.
If you wish to see the books, I do not mind handing them over.
I would appreciate being able to look at them.
Right?
I'm sorry, just if I could ask, what expedition?
Considering it's none of your business, don't worry about it.
Well, I feel like it's the court's business. I mean,
Are you the court?
well, I mean, we're in it. I feel as it's a pertinent question to ask. Would
I
you,
am curious as to what this expedition led to.
I mean, or what it even is. Unless you maybe just wrote those now.
I did not.
Anyone else hear that? No.
I
Just
will.
Now who's the crazy one?
What did you hear, Bori?
I sounded just. I don't know what they're called. Tall, lanky, purple eyes. Sounded like one of them.
Enderman,
Ah.
my kin.
Oh.
You'll have to excuse the noises. They are involuntary.
Ah, no worries. I was just curious. They tend to not like
That
me.
that is absolutely to be expected. They don't like others that aren't of their kind.
I still feel as if, though, Oru, you're avoiding the question of when was this? What was this? I mean, was anyone there? Other than you?
And that is information I will not be sharing with you.
Again,
As you've already read it.
I'm not sure what even this book is. And, I mean, again, I feel like, as I was saying, it's a pertinent question to the courts. I mean,
And again, are you the court?
no, but again,
Then I will not be answering you.
the courts are simply reading what could be random notes you made last night. If these notes correlate to something, I feel as if though it would be pertinent to know what event it was. Would you not agree?
Leave it to us.
All right.
You have a curious mind, and that is good. However, there is an order to these things. Alright. Construct, I trust you got the information you needed from this. Alright. Then in that case, I will pass these back to you. Here we are.
Thank you.
If I may ask, there is certain physical evidence of such a expedition noted within those logs. Would you be able to produce them?
As in the book by the portal?
Yes.
I mean, I can go get that after this if you wish.
Yes, it would be best. But perhaps...
Okay.
Our next recess, I will grab it myself.
Alright.
Construct, could you please take a note of that? All right. Oru, anything else?
That is it.
All right. As much as I can trust your writings and your fastidiousness with your notes, Oru, Bori does have a point here. These could have been written at any point after you were received. After the summons were received. As such, I must take them with a grain of salt.
That is a fair judgment.
Given the fact that I will need to procure the log of expeditions from the portal in the temple, and then talk with Construct here, we are going to take another quick recess.
All right.
Construct, are there any other questions we need to ask before then? No? All right. Okay. We're going to take a 5-minute recess.
All right then. Maybe we should move our ears a bit. Oru.
I do not wish to speak to you.
Oh, well, okay, dickhead. Oh. I mean, come on. I'm just saying the golem's defense is terrible. Be pouty all you want, but you know what I'm saying's true. This does not look good for you. I mean, oh. Oh. There. I mean, seriously, if this expedition wasn't so special, I'm not sure why you were so keen on attacking me over it. You said it yourself. Return nothing, and yet here I am, getting almost zombified over it. It just seems like a bit of an overreaction. I know I'm talking to a wall here, but I think you and I both know this does not look good on you. Although I have to admit, my side doesn't look that good as well, but... meh. I mean, come on, don't you want to get mad at me a little bit? I know you're fuming over there. I mean, it's pretty obvious, I will say. I mean, you keep calling out my ignorance on magic. I mean... you'd figure a magical head of what was their title? magical enemies, so you'd figure they would, not have to ask you questions about something so relatively simple. It's just a thought. I do have to agree with Construct. They do have impeccable design choice. I mean, the amethyst in the room with the pearls back there, I do wish they were rotated so it looked like two you get what I mean, like two arrows pointing to the pearls, but it's a menial thing. It is impeccable otherwise. I know I'm not going to get you to say anything, so I'm just going to say things to fill the air because, it's funny. Although I do feel like, you don't get where I'm coming from with all this, really. I mean, I didn't either for a while, but I kind of made up my mind about it. About what, you're probably thinking. I know you're probably not, but... You people suck. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, God. First day, everybody's running around crazy, and, I could forgive a couple of self-defenses here and there, got egregious. And then everybody got mad at me for being angry over that. I mean, God forbid a guy gets upset over murders of his people, right? I mean, not murders, but, people are angry over a guy being upset. I mean, my people would give people more leeway for murder or thievery. But when one guy gets a little upset and does some things, maybe he regrets, maybe he doesn't, no leeway at all. I mean, frankly, from where I'm standing, you all are a bunch of vicious dogs waiting to snap at your allies the minute you get. I mean, the Blazes were like that. Anytime we'd have a slight trade disagreement, they'd try to burn us alive. It's not to mention the skeletons. Wither skeletons especially. I mean, that's a whole thing in of themselves. Wither skeletons, as primal as they are, I think they're above skeletons. I mean, it's like none of you were born with any compassion. I mean, maybe I've met the wrong batch of people, but the people who escaped Convectra and didn't end up corrupted, I think they were just like that anyway. I mean, I'm not sure corrupting would really do anything much unto them as it would they already are, or I guess what I mean is it wouldn't really change much. Just makes them stop lying to themselves. You saw Ganymede corrupted, had a head lying on a table, was living in a nasty geode, just probably killing everything in sight. Sure, they put on the scared act, but they still would swing a sword at anyone who came close. I think maybe that's what you actually found. Something along those lines. You found the corruption just makes shitty people shitty. They stop hiding it. I mean, I haven't been exposed to Convectra, so I guess you could come to I don't know if you come to scientific conclusions, but maybe you just outright call me shitty. Meh. Sidebar, but I mean, I don't even think Zlata's actually a piglin, if I could be completely honest with you. I mean, she says she's a rare breed I've never seen. Well, I said what I had to say. Not like they'd believe you if you said I said any of this anyway. You already look nuts. And then you claim, oh, he confessed to everything while he was sitting right next to me. Yeah, that's gonna look real good on you. Your army, your watch. I mean, did you not even hear yourself? Hmm. And here I was thinking I was nervous. Could go either way. I could just be saying all this to scare you, and maybe you have a rock solid case. You probably do. You really do. Oh.
Hello.
Hi there.
Welcome
All
back.
right. Thank you. I hope it wasn't too stuffy in here.
Just sat around.
Mm.
Well,
We have gathered what information we need, and we have come to what we will call a temporary verdict.
oh, right now?
Unless you have something else to bring.
No. I mean, I just thought we'd go in the courtroom, but whatever.
Oh, yes, of course.
Oh, okay. Just sounded like you were going to say the verdict right there.
No.
Don't worry then.
Your wings, dear.
Thank you, darling.
Mm. All right. Construct, are we ready with notes?
I am ready.
In the case of Oru von Sanguinus versus Bori, in the subject of theft and assault, or rather theft which was added on assault, I believe there are 2 questions that I need to ask of you, Oru.
Mm-hmm.
Which group of people did you enter Convectra with?
It was myself, Electo, Ganymede, and Lef.
I thought one of those pages looked a bit disorganized, but all right. Thank you. My second question then, Oru. As someone who now owns a license within Nocturin, as someone who now presides within Nocturin, you would, for the most part, call yourself a, if temporary, Nocturin citizen?
That I would.
All right. And you fully understand that the rules and the consequences of Nocturin will fall upon your shoulders, just as it does anyone else here.
That I would.
All right. Construct, any further questions before I give my verdict?
No, that is all.
All right. At the moment, things seem a bit inconclusive. We are going to need to do further looks into... Honestly, Oru, I hate to say it, but we are going to need to search your abode.
May I ask why?
In order to look for any sort of clues for this scuffle, to be able to see if we can find where dear Whisper might have gone off to. Not that I'm saying you are keeping them, simply that they will also need to be present. Going forth, I do ask that you try and keep any sort of dispute civil. Going forward, whether you believe someone has stolen or not, we cannot treat your golems as... It's going to sound bad when I say it. We cannot treat your golems as people here. We cannot treat your golems as witnesses. Not credible ones, in any case. It seems that they would be incredibly biased towards their creator.
Fair enough.
punitive action will not be taken at this very moment, but we will have watch. I will have Miles come by and give a sweep of your house. I might come and follow you up for further questioning. But for
Okay.
now, we don't have conclusive evidence that Bori stole. We don't have conclusive evidence that Oru attacked. As such, this is very inconclusive. Once we are able to find such information, we might be able to go forth. But for now, I cannot charge a man for a crime that I cannot prove. It would be an abuse of our justice system here. Are there any questions,
No.
Bori?
None.
Alright. Construct?
Yes.
Any questions? Any further statements?
No, everything's been handled.
Wonderful. Alright. In the meantime, I will ask that both of you do not leave proper Nocturin, as we need to be able to get in contact with both of you.
My home's outside of city walls.
That should be fine,
Okay. It's
as
just
long as we can contact you there.
it's just outside the gate. I mean, you can see it. You put the court summons there, I'm sure. Or someone did.
I did.
Well, there you go then.
Alright. As long as you are reliably contactable from there, that is fine. If there are any questions, any complaints about how things have been run here, my doors are always open. But barring anything else need be said, I will call this court case to a close. Both of you are free to leave.
All right.
Well, go on. Well, bit much on the exit, I would think.
Different lives.
Of course. I mean, you know how it is. I don't believe we've talked very much, actually. I think barring when I first got here, isn't that odd? I mean, that we're talking like this now, right? I mean, court case and all. So
It is a bit unfortunate, but here we are.
It is. If I could just ask one question, now that Oru is out of the room, was
Of
I
course.
seriously that convincing?
Whatever do you mean, dear?
I mean, you're head of magical resources. I'm sure it's magical resources, right? Am I getting the title wrong?
Magical enforcement and resources.
So you'd likely be knowledgeable on... I'm seeing where this is skewing, and I frankly came in here with what I thought was the worst case of all time. I mean, surely I honestly was surprised of the not considering the golems as people thing. It kind of skewing in that direction. Is there something I'm missing here? I mean, you don't bother to search my home for the possibility of books. I mean, for all you know, I could have bought them into the courtroom. They could be in my backpack right now. I mean, I could have ditched them outside in a hole somewhere, and, I'm never questioned about where the books went. You never questioned Oru about what he meant by the other half. What were they labeled? What was in them? I mean, you just seem to lack a lot of follow-up. I'm like, kind of feeling like, you have a reason to maybe be so interested in this. Truthfully, I mean, you could have just left it at a minor theft case. Could have, just sent a guard to deal with it, get situations, but we both get summoned. I get to have the pleasure of, getting him booed off the stage, essentially. Well, I'm not sure if that would be the correct metaphor. My point is, this seems all a bit too much, a bit rigged. Am I wrong? Am I misreading something here?
You are allowed to read what you wish from the situation, Bori.
Oh,
Though, I will say, you are a bit more perceptive than I would give you credit for.
Thank you. It's one of the benefits of being seen as a pest back from where I come from. So look, I don't say any of this to sound, as if I'm going against you. Frankly, I am completely on the side of whoever wants to skew that insane man in that light. I'm just curious why you didn't just ask me. I mean, I could have helped you discredit him 7 ways to Sunday. I mean, discredit him in the eyes of convectrons, discredit him in the eyes of everybody. I mean, clearly you have something against... I mean, clearly you have something against the guy. I come in here spouting the most I mean, I literally looked you dead in the eye and say, I have no evidence that I didn't steal. Oru comes in with probably the biggest smoking gun of the books I dropped. I mean, did you even see any blood on there? I definitely bled on the things. They were in my other hand. That's why they were on the ground. I think...
I did not see such things.
Of course you didn't, because you don't want to. And you know what? I can respect that. It's just... that things are rather split around here. I think you can tell. Clearly you have a side you're on, and his side I'm not exactly interested in playing anymore. I'm just curious as to why you want to discredit him so much. I mean, I have my reasons, of course. I plain don't like the guy. I think he's incredibly, there's not a term for it, but he's incredibly gung-ho about denying me whenever I state my anger, and I'm just confused as to your reasons. I mean, hater to hater here. You get what I mean?
I believe I am understanding you, Bori. I suppose the easiest way to put this is that I have a vested interest in understanding what little secrets Oru might be hiding. I have a personal interest in making sure no one voice gets louder than my own. He's gathered his own little... what would I call it?
I think maybe a thing you could call it is something he called it himself, his little army.
Yes. And I don't know about you or where you're from, Bori, but here, when we hear a threat of a personal army being built with no regard for people's safety, with no regard for how they are controlled, now that's just not something I can let slide, is it?
I mean, of course. I mean, that's what we felt about the Blaze Empire, and then they went and murdered a bunch of us. Why do you think I get so angry about it? I completely understand. A rebel force, almost. Rebelling against nothing? Just seems out of place. Unnecessary chaos, if you will.
It is a loose thread to be cut from our fabric. Though it's not as though I, as you said, hate the guy. I enjoy Oru's company here or there, though it seems his recent transformation has done a bit of a number on those mental facilities that he doesn't seem quite aware of.
Transformation? Forgive me, again, don't like the guy, can't go near him, or he'll kill me, but what do you mean?
Construct, dear, how might you describe it?
Maybe I should step over here so I can see the both of you.
The terms would be difficult to explain, but he has come into contact of some things from his past that have made him a lot more capable than he used to be.
Would this have been around the time he attacked me, or was this after?
If I'm not wrong, this would have been before.
Good explanation there for it, then, wouldn't it be? I think you and I, the two of you and I, can see, though, hate or not, for the man, we both want the same thing, to discredit him, to knock him off a position of power. I mean, hell, whatever it is you've got in store, maybe I could be more helpful than just taking Oru down. I mean, what? I mean, you make a verdict on Oru that he's insane and crazy and he needs more investigation, and then what happens when, I don't know, say another person accuses me of stealing? Why, that's someone following in Oru's footsteps. I mean, the theft was never confirmed or denied, but it's really easy to accuse Bori of these things that he never did. So then the next person you don't want to be in this position of power is discredited, investigated. What's the word? They become controversial. Whoever you'd want, I can really see myself getting my hooves anywhere I'd like. But maybe it's not even that. Maybe it's a bump in the night in my home and suddenly, I've witnessed Lef appearing in my home to kill me after finally dropping the nice guy act. I'm sure you could figure out some way to imprison them. It's mainly Convectrans you have a problem with, right? That's the army you speak of.
Yes, as I am aware.
Well,
It is a group to keep an eye on in Bori. Should you... Let's see. What's a word I'm searching for here? Construct. Is it
I'm not sure of you.
prove himself? Does it show usefulness?
Show value.
Yes.
I mean, I know it may be just one thing, but I did give you the perfect avenue to make him look nuts and now search his home to maybe grab anything else. I mean, if you also want, I could find the other books that just so happen to be lying around and get them to you. I'm sure they're off in a field somewhere, maybe having blown out a window. You get the gist.
And your ability to do such without being caught, without squealing.
Would squeal me? Are you saying I would, or?
I'm asking if you would. Because I don't like loose threads in my fabric.
I mean, come on. You saw how I kept my mouth shut every time. I knew what was in those books, to be clear. I'm squealing that to you, I guess. The only one I'd be squealing anything to is to you about what I'd find. I think I need to make this clear, right? And may I approach the bench?
Of course.
I fucking hate every single Convectran that has ever stepped out of that portal. Do you know what they represent to me?
What do they represent?
Factions of hateful, expansionist people who step on my people every step of the way, calling our murder defending themselves because we happen to go mad from corruption, just like the rest of them. And then they have the balls to say I steal from them, why I'm going around gold all the time obsessively. It's like where I used to be, but now there's not as much excuse to murder me, because, why, they don't need a population culling. They don't need a murder, because now I'm one person with a voice. So if you're worried I'm going to squeal on you to anyone, firstly, who would I even squeal to? Tenebris? I barely talk to Tenebris anymore. I haven't seen Tenebris in days, and what's Tenebris gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna go into a wall about this one, please. The only person I'd squeal to is you, because I want to do anything to hinder whatever it is they're doing. I cannot express my hatred for them. If it ends up with them never figuring out what happened to Convectra, ruining their research, I don't care. Because if I figure it out, I'm going back there alone, and I'm making sure they do not cross back with me. So,
I see.
I think you can understand. Well, for one, who would I really tell? And secondly, I wouldn't do it anyway.
I see. You will not be made a stepping stone of Bori. Your blood boils, and that is fair. I wish to correct whatever injustice I can find in this world. But we'll ask for one thing. Prove your devotion.
How so?
Construct.
Get us some information. Rat out the others and show us how devoted you are to us.
Anything specific you're looking for?
I want to know what Oru is trying to find, how the allegiances near him lie, and what they have found, as well as I'm going to need some assurance. Construct. I trust that you could very easily take a sample from our dear friend here.
A sample for what?
Well, they are a medic, after all.
Pretty sure they already have a sample of me. I mean, in my early days, I went to the doctor, did I not?
Yes,
Fresh
but it is
one.
old.
Well, alright, that's fair.
We can head there, see if this strange plague that Oru has afflicted you with is still there. We have to make sure to, test the blood? I don't fucking know.
Yes, dear.
Well, I mean, pretty sure the wound's still scarring over. I mean, you could try to get it out of that. Oh, here, let me... Okay, well, alright, I guess going to the doctor's office then, or are we just gonna do it right here?
Clinic.
Well, alright then.
Mm-hmm.
Lead the way.
Lead the way.
Fine. Something construct too. It is their clinic.
It is their domain, after all.
We're just on the same wavelength. I mean, we both hate Oru, and now we're thinking the exact same thing.
Glad to have someone of like mind around.
Just to be clear, while we're walking, you want me to find out allegiances, what Oru knows, maybe a list of all the people who could possibly, I guess to put it in a simple term, cause an uprising.
Something of the like. Bring me what you believe will fit these criteria.
Oh my god! That scared me. God, that just ran out of the house. You saw that, right? That just ran out of the house.
Woman jump scare. No, I saw.
You know, it is funny. They do just let me walk around in the hearth whenever. I mean, I don't think anyone's ever questioned me going in and out.
Well, you are convectrin after all.
Yes. Probably the only...
Use that to your advantage.
Oh, of course. I've used it to my advantage constantly. I've stolen so much out of those chests, it's absurd. I mean, it probably has fueled me whenever I don't need to go to, oh, mister, I'm gonna put a sign up that says you're not allowed to shop here. I went and bought a potion out of defiance as soon as I saw that. Legally, mind you, I didn't steal it.
Of course.
Stealing it would only...
That'd be a whole other problem.
Oh,
wouldn't
of course. Ooh, did you redecorate?
One of my assistants did.
Ah, I see.
it? One of them.
Someone who just helps clean up around the clinic, dear. Let me go get your information in the back.
Obviously, you don't want my blood just to test the plague, right?
There's that perceptiveness coming back again.
People usually do that near me. Like I said, I'm a pest where I come from, so often people assume I'm a bit... you know. That's mainly because a lot of... Yes, a lot of my people, I will admit, are not to my level. Oh, do you need, like...
Well, Bori,
Oh, okay.
how about we head into the other room?
All right, then.
Is it alright if I go to place the book back on the pedestal?
Of course.
Just out of curiosity, did you happen to, like, alter that? I'm just curious, is all. The log that you got.
I didn't even need to.
Was it just not even recorded?
Left
What do you mean?
scribbled over multiple pages.
Ah, okay, so it just said nothing.
It said left,
Well,
left, 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 left,
well,
left, left.
Left sure went to Convectra
So
a
on.
lot of times then. Well,
Yes, on one day it seems. Something to figure later.
well, either Left went one day or wrote a bunch of times in order to maybe mask. So Oru did. You get the gist. I could go on all day with ways you could discredit Oru. Anyways, the sample. Right, you need...
Sample.
That's right.
I'll be back soon.
Okay.
So, like, I'm aware that this blood is going to be for some assurance, but could you actually test that plague? In case some
I was planning on it.
in case some kind of antibody could be developed, in case... To be truthful with you, I would have won the fight if I didn't get that plague.
Bori, I was planning on testing it anyways.
Well,
I
good.
am still your doctor.
Well, of course. If you wouldn't mind, could you see how the zombification is doing as well? That's had me curious. It's been a while since I've come in to have a checkup about that.
Of course. Do you mind taking off your bag and turning around for me?
Yes, let me... Here we go. All right.
Thank you. You won't even feel it. Lovely. Okay, I will go test in the back room. Just give me a
Alright.
second.
No worries. What's in this cabinet? Ew.
Don't go around testing with the cabinets.
It just had a funny word on it. I was just curious. Well, okay. hope Oru didn't hear anything I said to him. I hope Oru didn't listen in on the conversation. I'm sure it's no problem. I did rant a lot right in front of him, but I guess that was before.
Okay, I'm coming back into the room.
Oh, all right.
So, zombification is being stalled pretty well still.
Good.
Might need to increase the medicine dosage just a bit, but nothing to concern yourself with.
Good.
Moving past that, there might be some trace remnants of, as Aura referred it, the plague in your bloodstream, but nothing much currently. I can try to work on an antidote to it, but there's no promises, just with how old it is.
Of course, I mean, it would be helpful, like I said. I would have won that fight if I didn't get plagued, so if it did happen again, it would be helpful, but I can't imagine direct murder is in your prerogative.
I am a doctor, so not something that's really something I can do.
Well, Kyrian or
cause
your
harm.
prerogative, I mean. I can't imagine either of you want the direct murder of Oru, more of a subtle approach, which I can respect. It's like...
But,
I'll go on.
yeah.
No, you go on.
Moving past that, most of your health is in pretty decent condition. Whatever the plague has done, you've properly healed from.
I did spend about 5 hours chugging healing potions and golden apples I had stocked up in order to keep it from killing me, so probably.
I would suggest in the future being wary of that. Too many healing potions can... That's honestly why your medicine might need to be increased.
Yeah.
It's because you had too many.
Tolerance. It was either that or dying, so... Ugh.
Understood. If that happens again, you can come to me. I am your doctor, Bori.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. To be completely honest, I had just allegedly stolen, and I kind of thought the entire city would be after me, but it's turned around, I think you would say.
Just a bit.
Just a bit. Right. Well, I won't question... Oh, go on.
You are free to move however you like. I have collected what I have needed.
Good, and, well, as a show of my allegiance, I suppose I won't question what you're keeping it for. I understand it's for some kind of assurance, but I doubt I'll need to find out what you're going to use it for. I will...
It's unlikely.
I suppose I could just find either you or Kyrian whenever I have what I have gathered.
Yes, either of us will be around.
Good. In that case, then, I suppose I will see you whenever I have something. Likely a day or two at most, maybe 3. Oru's probably not staying at his home, let's be honest. You probably should have clarified that before he left. He's probably going to his house right now to, move stuff around, hide things if you're looking for them.
It'll be okay. Do not worry. For now, just proceed with caution. Don't get caught.
Well, it won't happen a second time, that's for sure. Oh, hello.
Hello, dears. Did it play again?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to implode. Apologies. Anyways, what's up? What's crack-a-lackin'?
We
We just
I need a
finished what was
second.
needed here.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. I thought I turned it off.
I thought I turned it off on my end.
I'm serious now. I'm serious. Nothing funny happened. I was just discussing how it probably should have been clarified to Oru, at least in a... I mean, Oru doesn't know about our arrangement, of course, but it probably should have been clarified to Oru that he shouldn't go back to his house because he might go and immediately hide things if you're looking for them.
I considered this option. But I also considered Oru is an extremely prideful man. He believes himself to be in the right. He won't hide a damn thing.
Speaking of hiding, do you want the other books?
If you have them, I will take them.
Remember when I said I might have them in my backpack? I was not lying.
Bunker 3 and Bunker 4.
I kept them in the hopes that, to be truthful, all of this started when Oru would refuse to tell me about an expedition he had made into the Convectron plane, as of course I'm very interested in its, I wouldn't say health, but more its status, I suppose. And when he wouldn't tell me... Continuance, that's a good word for it. When he wouldn't tell me, I just decided to rob him. Only is one problem with that. What he said is true about Whisper. I never told Whisper about the robbery, but that's because Whisper was the distraction.
I see.
That could be a problem, because Whisper did see me throw those books down, I'm sure. And
That will be handled, do not worry.
Yes.
I'll trust you on that. I mean, if you can discredit Oru, I'm sure Whisper's a city leader.
Whisper is a dear friend of mine. I'm sure we just need a bit of a talk.
A talk.
A talk?
Well, whatever that involves, I will leave you to that, as I have my own things to attend to, of course. You know, I'm sure it won't be that hard to convince a friend they misremembered something. I mean, poor Oru's thinking that these weird little lawn domes are... Do they actually do that? Like, I was just saying that to discredit. I don't actually know.
I would make quite certain that those eyes are not following you in the future, Bori.
Duly noted. Duly noted.
Golems are very useful in very many facets. Not quite certain what those are capable of.
Oh. Duly noted. I will keep out of their line of sight. No worries, as hearing doesn't require any sight.
Indeed.
I will be on with my methods, then. I suppose I will leave you and Construct to yours, and I will find you once I have anything. Of course, I can't risk going directly near Oru's house, but it just so happens that the hearth is right next to it.
That it is.
I have an idea. Right.
All right.
I've said I'll...
Bori?
Hmm?
One last thing.
Yes?
Should you betray my trust, our trust, I think you'll find yourself quite the quiet martyr. Do I make myself clear?
Yes. Like I said, didn't plan on it, but yes. Yes, you made yourself clear.
Understood. I just want to make sure there's no problem with communication.
Yeah, of course. We've got to be clear with these sort of things.
Of course.
I'll be off then. I'm sure it'll be a pleasure working with the both of you. Be seeing you.
See you around.
Bye-bye. Oh my god, yes! Oh, that idiot's got no idea what's coming. Oh my god. Oh man. I sure hope he didn't hear me when I said what I said to him. Maybe he was still ignoring me. It doesn't matter. My opinion's all in the... Hi. What are you? Hello. What was that? Oh my god, I love whatever this thing is. Right. Oh. And here I was nervous. I was going to lose. My god. Right. Gathering info shouldn't be hard. Gathering damning info should be even easier. I've already put the thought in their minds that the city leaders are tense. I can take things out of context. Witness situations. I mean, I'm practically their star witness at this point. Good to be home. Good to be home. You know, I really should just have, like, text for, like, Bori is asleep now, and I should just, like, have, whatever. Master 2D is live. Raid Master 2D. Alright, everybody, go raid Master 2D. Yay! Yay! You all love Master 2D. Yay! You all love Master 2D. Yay! Anyways, bye!